Hi, this is a video lesson in Allman Brothers Southbound, and it is intended for the strict use of my students, and any reproduction or rebroadcast without permission is prohibited. Thanks for your cooperation. It's mostly a straightforward blues as far as like 1-4-5 in the key of C, but of course, like everything with the Allman Brothers, they do it in a creative way. The bass line is it's somewhat structured as far as repetitive in what he does, and then he's got some filler notes between. So, and typical of the Allman Brothers, if you listen to two different live recordings, he's probably not doing the same thing twice. So rather than try to transcribe note for note, I'll just try to give the feel of what I think he's basing his thinking on, and some examples of the typical sort of riffs that are being used. The intro part starts on the one chord, which is the C, with the, okay, it's just B flat, B to C, you know, right, and it does that, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, and then it just, okay, and then it goes into, it's actually, the whole band starts playing really on the 4 chord, okay, on the F, and he's using octaves on the chords, and he's using chromatics to get between the chords, like a lot of bass. He's also using the 6th once in a while. The 6th note in the chord gives it a different flavor. It takes it out of the minor bluesy flavor. So at the beginning, you know that, and then all right. So in that particular type of thing, it's octave on the F, and something involving the C above it, the open D, which is the 6th, by the way, and the octave. So, all right, and then back to the C. So depending on how you want to fit the notes in, you can do it differently, but the basic thing is the octave, like the other chords, and then in this case he's using the 5th and the 6th and the octave. Alright, and then the other, and then back to the F. To get back from the F to the C when there's room, you just go A, B flat, B, back to the C. So, and then to turn the thing around, the G chord, alright, which is pretty much the same thing as doing on the F, and then so. Final turnaround, hit the C, open D, or okay, whichever one you like better. I think it's, if you're looking for a note to note, I think it's C to E, F, F sharp, and G. Okay, so you're just working your way around in a circle, C, F, G, C, F, G. All right. So that's kind of how the intro part goes, and then we'll take a look here at the verse, what he's doing behind. Okay. So on the verses, it's a slightly different groove, and he uses lower open and chromatic notes to state a different little boogie type thing, which is kind of cool, making something simple, you know, more interesting. So. So basically, you're hitting on the C on the 5th fret, and then you're using the open E string to get sort of that boogie bluesy type feel, and so that you can make different patterns and still have that groovy type of, makes me think of the Blues Brothers kind of thing. So. Okay, so there's two patterns right there. I'll do it slower again. So that's just playing around with the C and then open E and then the F, the G, the A, and then chromatically up again to the C. So you can just, that's the notes I'm playing in, and it's, as long as you're getting that same kind of. Right, and then up on the C, you're basically just grooving on that chord. And then when it goes to the F, a little bit different from the intro, he uses the higher octave of the F, and it kind of does something similar to what he's doing on the C. Alright, so if you want to keep it as basic as possible and not fool around with the other notes, you can just stay on the 3rd fret. And then once in a while, it's good, especially when you're starting over, the beginning of a 4 phrase, whatever, to come back up to the C chromatically too, just like I did. So even if you're staying on the same chord, once in a while, all right, just like the intro, right? And then on the 5 chord on the G, he's using the major 3rd and the octave, and the 6th is what he's mostly stating to get the sound on. So you can, either way like that will work. So, and in that case, you actually have the root G, the 3rd, the 5th, the 6th, and the octave. Okay, it's kind of like a majory blues type. And then pretty much the same thing on the F, same notes anyway. And then then on this one, he's not doing. I don't think he's doing. I think he's just. Just kind of, you know, chromaticing back to the C. So basically, you're just getting sort of brushes to paint with, and the structure doesn't change. So just keep painting with those brushes, and then as you feel comfortable with those basic brushes of the thing, then you can listen for, you know, if he's doing any weird extra notes, or, you know, taking a few chances here and there, and you can too. But the whole idea is around the octave in the chord and the major notes that define the chord, the root, the 5th, sometimes the major 3rd, and then sometimes the 6th, which just helps define it, the flavor of a different kind of blues flavor, and the octave. All right.